Okay. So, Callan has given you all your very nice magical items.
Thank you, Callan.
And you spend a little time just exchanging pleasantries and whatever with him before he has to go on about his business. And you have most of the day to do anything you might want to.
Or buy him a round of drinks.
You want to buy him a round of drinks. Well, you're staying in with a bar on the first floor, so that's not that hard to do.
What's his favorite drink?
Callan's favorite drink is a nice herbal tea.
Well,
He's still got work to do.
Alright. That's what he wants, that's what he gets. Whatever the nicest they got is.
It's not as good as his own stock, but he definitely appreciates the gesture.
I have no money.
How do you have no money?
Healing potions.
Don't get hit, forehead.
Oh, don't worry. I plan on it now.
And you guys did kind of miss the treasure chest in the last dungeon.
Oh, shoot. Did we?
But
no. That's awful.
oh, you would be hitting me.
So is there anything else? Any of y'all want to do for the day?
Wait,
Lie about my lack
I
of
do
money.
have some gold. I have 466.
All right.
Unless you've been giving us way more.
No, I just didn't. I just had.
Oh yeah,
I just
no,
didn't
I
see
spent
it.
a shit ton of my money on the healing potions.
I don't get as hurt, so
And I have way more health to heal.
I don't. Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Alright. Wait, anything else to do?
Yeah, good.
We're still in the
No.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not in the swamp.
Do you remember?
Yeah, okay.
We fought the king.
I don't know.
A 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Oh
In fact-
my god.
In fact, you didn't even fight the Red King in the swamp. You fought him in the Underdark of all places.
Yeah, he was in the Underdark, and he ran away like a pussy!
Whoa. Language.
Okay, I'll tone it down. Thank you. Coward!
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Hey, even if you're gonna mumble, you gotta speak up.
So I do have 415 gold.
Yes.
That's surely enough to do
Yeah. It should be. I should remind you because it has been a while. The thing y'all did before Callan showed up was you had told the guard in the Undercity that y'all had cleared out this goblin encampment so they could go in and take care of anything that they needed to, but hadn't actually reported back to Sarah for anyone at the Citadel.
So we need to go report that we did encounter the Red King.
Probably an important thing to do.
Very important. And he has the capability of kicking ass and teleporting. Alright, well. Just throw your head right into the dump.
Alright. So y'all. Who all's going?
I'll come with too.
Okay. So all three of you.
I
Yeah,
have to write down the
it's
feet
important.
that I took.
This is an important thing.
It is important business. So, you make your way to the Citadel, and as usual, are able to track down Sarah pretty easily as she's overseeing the training of new guards. Working. The Sentry Guard pretty much runs itself at this point. There's enough of them with enough captains working underneath her that she really only gets pulled into the super important matters, like finding out who's invading the city right now.
Speaking of,
Hello, you three.
we have important news. While clearing out a goblin encampment in the Underdark, or the Undercity, I mean, we encountered the Red King himself.
The who?
The leader of the cult that's been like causing havoc?
Is that what he calls himself?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, what can you tell me about it?
He's really strong.
He's a bugbear, wasn't he?
He was a bugbear. And he's capable of teleporting away when he's deathly threatened.
That would make him hard to pin down at the very least.
Yes, it
So I take it you Well, seeing as you're talking to me at this point, I take it you A, didn't lose, but B, didn't really win either.
Almost killed him, and then he teleported away.
I see.
I think we can take him, but we need a way to pin him down. Perhaps we can go see the mages, see if they have anything that can prevent teleportation. Unless you have anything for, I don't know, arresting flighty wizards.
We do have... We are supplied with anti-magic cuffs, though as far as criminals that are spellcasters of some kind, we typically let the grandcasters deal with their own kind. They're strong enough to not... They're strong enough that most spellcasters don't pose much of a threat. But getting them involved in this might be a little bit of an issue. Especially since the only one I could think of that would be able to take care of this, or even maybe, or help in any case, would be the Slayer, but he tends to cause a lot of property damage.
Sounds like fun.
Well, wow, that's not ideal. Property damage is preferable to more kidnappings and murders.
You're right. I'll send a runner to see if I can't get him to meet with me.
But, and yeah, while we would definitely appreciate the assistance if that is too much, if there is a way to pin him down, prevent him from teleporting, that can always work. Because like I said, we were able to take him, he got away. Because he could teleport. Couldn't teleport, we could have got him.
Alright, well, if is that all? Anything else to report?
I don't know, do we have anything else to report? What's happened since that she needs to be updated on?
Well, in addition to the Red King, there was also the big frog monster.
Oh yeah, the frog monster.
And lots of black powder.
Two more things to report.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Number one, there were large amounts of black powder.
That is concerning.
Very. They could be planning to blow up the city.
Well, hopefully Uldar and his men can take care of that sufficiently enough. I'll be sure to send word to him, though, to keep any open fires away from that stock that he's about to gather.
And number two, or the last thing, is that there was a creature, a giant, it was a toad-like creature. I think it must have been some kind of creature from another dimension. It did not look like it.
You said toad-like? Are we talking like a frog? Like a toad shape?
Humanoid shape.
Yeah, humanoid, but frog-like.
And big ass claws. What color was it?
Red. It was red.
Huh.
Red?
I...
That was the Red King.
No, that was not the red kid.
Well, I have... I'm not the one to talk to about magic. So, maybe Cassandra knows something. We'll convene when we can. But for now, thank you three for your work as always.
Of course.
We'll let you know if anything else comes up. So for now, you may be on your way. Unless there's something else you needed to discuss with me.
I've got nothing.
Not that I can recall.
Well,
about it. Just let us know as soon as any new leads come up or you need our help with this.
All right. Pause real quick. I didn't set a timer. Ugh. Okay. So y'all head back to your inn, back to the Green District.
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, I'm not going to ask for a perception check from anybody because he's pretty easy to spot.
It's
Milling,
him.
So Mira, you're tall.
Okay, yeah, I'm
You're
tall.
you're solid. What, 8 feet tall?
Yeah, I think 8 foot flat.
Yeah, you stick out above the heads of most people in the city.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are other Dragonborns and the occasional Goliath walking around that are all about your height or maybe a little taller.
Andre the Goliath?
Though, this person in particular stands out to you because he doesn't look like anything you've ever seen before.
Alright.
He's standing a solid 2 feet above the average person.
Okay, so like me.
Maybe closer to 3 because
Okay.
he's a good foot taller than you are.
Okay. Okay.
His skin's kind of bluish. He's got a short brown beard with short brown hair, big pointy ears, and a wide nose. He's a little hunched, and he's walking with a long staff.
Wait, 1 second. So she's 8 foot,
Yeah.
and he's a foot taller, and you say he's about 2 foot or 3 feet taller than. So how tall is the average person?
I mean, the average person...
Average
height of humanity is like 5'11". Sure. Well,
But if
he's like 9 feet tall.
Okay.
What do you... That's all I'm getting at. He's
And
like
he's
9 feet
hunched
tall.
over.
Okay.
And he's a little hunched.
Okay.
Yeah. And he looks... Actually, first roll of the meeting. Give me a insight check.
He looks snazzy.
He looks pretty snazzy. Where's my
Kind
inside?
of jazzy.
Fuck, I can't see. I found
A
it.
little bit nasty.
Now you're just being
And he looks to be in mild distress.
Uh-oh.
He looks pretty uncomfortable because he clearly stands out here, and we've never seen anyone that looks like this before. He keeps trying to flag people down, but they keep brushing him off. No.
Is it a small cloud giant?
I mean, no.
What seems to be the matter, sir?
Any of you can give me a nature check to
Ooh,
see if you actually recognize what he is.
Ooh, ooh, I have a -1 to that.
I have a name. 10. 10. Jameis, do you want to give me a nature check? If you don't, that's fine.
Actually, I'm proficient.
Okay.
This is my dad class.
Your dad class.
Oh, right, your custom background. Right. All right, Seamus,
I'm a dad.
you've done it. So, Seamus, being quite a bit shorter than Mira, it took you a little longer to actually spot this individual. But having done your own amount of traveling,
And camping.
yeah, you've seen people of his ilk before. He is what's known as a Firbolg. They don't typically, they don't typically stray into civilized society like this often, and prefer to live among their own people in tribes just out in the wilderness. And his size makes sense because you know that he's also giant kin.
Take out my bear mace.
No.
That's good.
No. Bear mace.
You don't have a bear mace. You don't have an anti-bear mace.
Damn it.
This is my bear mace.
That's not a thing that you have.
A bear bane mace.
Specifically bear bane.
I relay this to the rest of the party.
Okay.
He's in distress. And obviously very much so, otherwise he wouldn't be here.
Could be, or maybe he's just here for a vacation.
a vacation.
From the wilderness.
He looks. Never mind. You know what? Let's go talk to him. Because
What seems to be the matter, sir?
Oh, thank you. Nobody seems to want to be giving me the time of day.
Oh, it's 9:30.
He looks at you and just a look of utter bewilderment and confusion.
What time of day?
Would you three happen to be skilled fighters of any kind?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
I was told that I would be able to find some people like that here.
What do you need done?
My village is... We are being plagued by monstrosities. Something's coming from the forest.
What kind of something?
Oh, it's all kinds of things. Strange beasts, walking plants, large spiders. We've been able to find where they're coming from, but we cannot enter the place.
It's probably for the better.
Strange magic bars our entry, but not their exit.
How do you bar our entry?
Figured somebody would be able to help us. If not you, then someone else.
We can give it a look. We do have a fairly proficient spellcaster among us. Maybe he can figure it out.
I'm going to prepare as many shatters as I can and just bomb the entrance.
Something tells me Seamus doesn't like spiders.
He gives you a troubled look. I would very much ask that you not do that, as that would most likely harm the surrounding wilderness.
Nature finds a way.
As a druid, again, I must advise you to not do that.
For 20 years.
What?
Fine.
Well, we're happy to come help as long as you're... I can't guarantee he won't do any of that. I'll do my best to dissuade him, but...
I appreciate that. We've been able to scrounge up some gold. I know you folk tend to work in that kind of currency.
Gold is nice. Influence is also nice. Either way.
How is this man paid? He doesn't know what gold is.
What?
You would actually know that Firbolgs don't live in societies like you all do. They live in basically hippie communes. Everybody shares everything.
Ah.
They have communal food stockpiles. They don't have many singular possessions. Money isn't a thing that they typically deal with when on their own.
Well, it's good they didn't offer us acorns.
Did you want acorns?
No.
We could definitely supply you with acorns.
You know,
I'm aware.
me and my associate here would love some gold, but he'll take all of the acorns.
No.
Good to know.
I'm blowing up the base.
What's
Surprising.
that?
I thought
Volunteer to replant a tree for everyone you burned down? That's so nice of you.
Best fertilizer's gold.
no.
No, it isn't.
I have
Proven
been.
that.
I'm not a farmer, but that is incorrect.
Proven that.
Well, you know who would know? The druid. Gold is not a fertilizer.
Metal does not typically make good fertilizer. No.
But gold.
What if... Yeah, no.
No.
Don't convince him that gold is a... Don't try to, because you know what
This guy
he'll
is
do?
a fake druid.
You know what he'll do? He'll put our gold in the ground. Is that what you want?
You're putting my gold in the ground by assuming that I would take acorns.
No, I didn't assume you'd take acorns. I just said
I'm
you'd be
going to
nice.
shut Seamus up.
Well,
And how would you like to do that?
I would look down at him and say, please stop.
Only because you said please.
very well. We are. I think we're free now. So should we head back to your village, or do you think you want to look around for anyone else to help?
He just kind of looks around nervously. Buildings are not something I'm quite accustomed to. It would be best to head back.
I mean, you don't even have huts or anything.
Nothing of this size, at least.
Look, I have trouble fitting into those doors.
But it's different. You just have to squeeze. He clearly looks just uncut. And if it's a size issue, then their buildings would be bigger than ours, wouldn't they? Well, actually, are you unusually sized for your kind? Or?
Mm-mm.
Okay. No, they're all around your size.
Oh no, yes, we are a large people.
Compared to most others.
So you're used to large-ish buildings, if you have huts.
Correct, though the
No,
crowds
not
do not help.
The crowds. I understand. Well, then I guess we should be off. If we find ourselves unable to penetrate the area, maybe we can find something we can.
And that is all I ask.
But now,
Thank you for your help.
Let's go help him with that berry. How far off is your village from here?
We are located towards the center of the dark forest.
Dark?
Well, not the center. The deep into the dark forest to the north.
Hmm.
Can you give like a
Now,
like a marker on your map?
I don't know a terribly lot about
Like give it an
it,
X.
but are you capable of travel via tree?
Like a blue X.
I am.
Because that would certainly be faster than walking.
The issue is finding a tree of suitable size. Even using that was only able to get me as far as the front gates of this city.
We walk to the front gates.
So yes, the four of you walk to the front gates, and he leads you to the tree he used, in fact, which is a sizable oak just in somebody's front yard. It's basically just right outside their house. The owner gives you an odd look as you step through the tree, but doesn't try to stop you at all.
Tree magic.
Tree magic.
Sorry, we just gotta use your tree for a second.
So, he takes you to just outside of the Firbolg's village, which is, well, given that you didn't physically travel there on foot, you can't really tell how far it is away from the front gates, but it is definitely not somewhere you've been before. You've seen the edge of the dark forest, just past the borders of the Amber Sea, last you left the city, but it's not something people typically talk about.
It's a forest and it's dark.
Is it normally a dangerous place?
It's more dangerous than most places, given that it's, again, outside the city walls.
True.
And the first thing that really strikes you about this place is the fact that the trees are huge. We're talking like, have y'all ever been to Sequoia National Park?
Yep.
Yeah. We're talking like, you measure the width in terms of yards and the height
In terms of miles.
No, in hundreds.
yeah, in hundreds. Hundreds of
Miles?
yards.
No, hundreds of feet.
Yeah.
100?
They're big trees.
Okay.
I've
I
never
think-
seen these trees. I've never seen the like of these trees.
Maybe they're called redwoods.
I think he...
Well, they're blue.
Oh,
They are not. Seamus is just unobservant as usual.
They're green!
I know.
Ah, yes. Druidic magic. These trees are quite the sight. And druidic magic is particularly potent in this area. Now,
Wait. They're bigger than the giant sequoias.
yeah.
Okay, so they're druid-enhanced giant sequoias.
Yeah.
What
They are...
They are green?
No, they're like a tan.
Okay.
Yeah, the bark is like a tan.
Regular tree color.
Yeah, they're regular tree color.
Yeah.
Ah, bitchwood.
No, bitchwood is a different tree color. It's white and black.
Yeah, white with black
weird.
spots.
So,
Plus the bark at least.
Anywho, it is about a day and a half's travel from here to the northwest.
Do these trees not allow travel by trees? Or do you-
Getting there, I can only cast this spell once.
I see. Okay. Wait, you said it was a day and a half travel?
About a day and a half's travel.
So we would still save time if we just waited here for the spell to come.
Yes and no, yeah. I suppose you are correct.
If urgency is the map. Huh?
Scott doesn't want us to do that.
I'm just saying if urgency is the map. On the other hand, I've never been to this area of the world, so I'd love to see the forest a little bit.
The larger issue is that I am required here to help defend our people.
True. Okay, that's more important. Then I guess we shall leave you there at the village. Wait, are we at the village right now?
You are on the outskirts.
Outskirts of the village. Okay. So from here,
The village itself is built into a clearing.
Yeah.
It is basically just little grass huts, small gardens around grow berry bushes for them to use to eat and whatever. There aren't any wells, but there are large pools of crystal clear water. It is primo spring water.
That's beautiful.
And there's maybe 100 individuals. And Seamus, you would recognize that even 100 individuals for a Firbolg village is kind of big.
that's a lot of them.
Hmm?
That's a lot of them.
Oh yes, we are a sizable group. The city allows us to keep mostly to ourselves, and in exchange we aid the logging industry. Though they stick primarily to the edges of the forest.
The way you said that, the logging industry. A druid saying anything with the word industry.
Well, he probably made sure their practices are sustainable. He points them to the older trees that could go, and then he plants the new ones and whatnot. That's what I'm assuming.
Sus.
We accelerate the growth of the trees that they use. They keep to the smaller ones on the edge of the forest. Do not touch anything. They don't touch anything this deep.
Alright, do you have a map for us so we don't get lost wandering here in the forest?
I can see if someone has one to lend.
Or teach us about the landmarks or whatnot? Is that alright?
Oh, I have survival.
You have survival?
Yeah, I have
a
Yeah,
lot.
here-
A lot of it.
Not only is Mira a good survivalist, she also has an eye for geography.
Oh yeah.
Basically, an eidetic memory as far as geography is concerned.
You tell me.
Still, a map would be nice. Just
Yeah.
map and compass or whatnot, whatever we need to get around. So, in which direction you say it was from here?
Northwest.
Northwest.
Northwest is that way.
A survival check of 21 would allow you to determine that. Absolutely.
Is there anything else we should know before we head off?
Watch for the web-covered trees.
Spider.
That would be a good indication if you're going in the right direction.
I can breathe fire. Should I be careful with that?
No.
Yes.
No. No.
Yes, you absolutely should.
No.
Don't breathe
Be
fire.
generous.
At the very least, I ask that you put out any fires you might start.
Okay.
Why don't you breathe something else?
That goes for you too, dwarf.
I don't think he has any fire, though.
Good to know.
But that might have changed.
Very well might have. Alright.
If I switch to the frost breath weapon, will that put out fires?
When you just use the frost breath weapon.
Okay, but if I don't If I don't set the fire, if I switch to the frost breath weapon, will I put out the fire?
No.
Fuck. I'd have to use the.
What about the acid?
Yeah, that's
a liquid. No,
I guess, technically, though,
it'll make chlorine gas.
that
Oh
would,
no!
that would technically also be worse than the fire, as it would just eat through whatever you spit it on.
okay,
No, but the
but
difference is you could kill one tree is on fire, it's dead anyway. You melt it, it's not, the fire doesn't spread.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Now, of course, I can't start a fire. She won't start a fire.
I can switch my thing, so I don't need to start a
Do
fire.
his best to not start a fire, I hope.
Hell, my fire specifically sets things on fire.
Because normal fire magic doesn't, or...
Well, normal fire magic would, right? Like, you know how Fireball has that clause button that sets things on fire.
It's the bonus ability of
bonus
the
bonus
red
ability, the fire that I start causes extra damage.
Ah,
It's not just like, oh, it's on
Magical
fire.
fire.
It's magical fire.
okay. Oh, these were nice people. Let's not burn
Let's
them.
not do that.
Nice forest to the ground.
You know, he said spiders and other beasts and the like, so I'm going to switch to the green dragon mask for extra poison resistance.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna not do that because I don't have one.
Alright.
And the green dragon mask will give me something that isn't fire.
Yeah.
Well, remember the
Fortnite
passives
is.
each one skip as well, right? Frost one is just straight up extra frost damage on your attacks, isn't it?
At lower health.
Oh, it's lower.
So,
So,
would you like... He has offered you food and everything as well if you need to supply yourselves before trekking off into the forest.
sure, what do they got?
I'm
Mostly roots, berries, nuts, that kind of thing. They don't do a lot of hunting. It's mostly foraging.
I'll take some berries and nuts.
That's why I'm not.
I'm sure. As long as there's no raisins.
They wouldn't be raisins. They'd just be grapes.
Yeah, they're druids. They got some good berries.
Oh.
I see what you did there. Alright. And in
Good berry. I don't want a good berry.
and off into the forest you go. The trees of the dark forest are tight enough to cast a nice, deep canopy shadow. But it's nothing to obscure light all that much. It's almost like you're inside a building at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There's shade.
It's shady.
So I think it's a day and a half off. We're gonna have to camp in the woods at some point.
Correct.
That we can do.
And
We have a
luckily,
nature expert. We have a survivalist. Suppose that.
luckily the Firbolg's overall territory extends pretty far. So for at least the first half day, or the rest of this day, you shouldn't actually have any issues.
That's good.
But as they did say, or as he did warn you, there every so often you do come across a tree that is covered in spider webs.
Absolutely fucking obliterated in spider webs.
Nearly.
It's not a liquid, but you could still call it drenched.
Yeah. The spiders seem to have been dealt with, since you don't see them on the trees at all, but the webs are still there.
They
And
told us to stay away from them.
Yeah.
and we're not just talking like your garden variety spider either. As you can see, the occasional medium-sized bird stuck in one of these webs.
Ugh.
Monstrous spiders.
Monstrous indeed.
How large do you think they are?
I don't know if they can eat a bird that size.
The size of your head, the size of your chest, or the size of all three of us?
I don't want to think about it.
Probably chest size, I think. This big, you could eat a bird.
Torso size,
Yeah.
yeah.
Torso size.
Don't want to think about it.
What's the matter? You afraid of spiders?
I'm afraid of not returning without you. mind in his own heart.
Good to know.
When we encounter a spider, Seamus will run off in some direction into the woods.
Where you will probably encounter more spiders.
Better not.
Then stay with us. You've got a better survival chance against spiders.
Technically speaking,
Just stop talking about them.
there could be swarms of incorporeal spiders that stay out of your line of sight at all times.
I.
You have no way of knowing.
You know, I learned this spell called Heat Metal.
Oh, so did I.
And your face is looking mighty metallic right now.
Ooh.
Draws the chaos.
Ooh, got him.
You know, this thing is Vorpal. I'd love to see it in action.
I'd love to see you try to vorpal me while your face is on fire. That's what I thought.
Does Seamus want to get him? Wait, your arm thingies, those are metal, aren't they?
Not a metal like you, metal.
What does that mean? He doesn't know he's metal.
No, I shall. I do.
Hey, can I make a grapple check against 2 targets at once?
You have to make first an attack roll to see if you actually manage to like touch them, and then it's an athletics roll versus whatever they have. You have 2 hands,
You can do 2
and you're
rolls,
pretty
right?
big, so I'll let you go ahead and do
If
that.
I want to grab both of them by the back of the shirt, I can.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
will.
I mean, I'd have to roll for it still,
Yeah,
but...
go ahead.
I will shatter this forest.
It's not crystal.
It's
bark that-
wood.
Yeah.
Bark can be shattered.
I'll shatter your bark.
Okay. I can shatter your fucking skull.
That does not hit. Seamus, as you all are conversing,
Oh, I saw GR. Uh-oh.
as you all are conversing, a large, thick piece of webbing
No.
collides with the ground right behind you.
No.
Uh-oh.
No. No.
Moko?
No.
How far apart are these spider trees?
They're-
they're like several minutes apart. Right?
Yeah.
When we're walking.
It's one every so often.
No.
Well, now I know why they told us to not stop near the web trees.
Well,
Because they're muted.
I want to shatter from where it came from.
No.
No, don't just throw
Mine.
one.
well,
It's the fuzz.
it failed the surprise round, so
Failed the surprise man.
No.
Uh-huh.
I need initiative from everybody, please.
No.
Alright, do we have tokens on this map?
No,
Yes,
no.
we do.
Where's my token?
Where is your token?
No, it's right here.
I don't see it.
I see Gloria and Mira.
No. Oh, maybe it's because I changed your token.
Oh, there he is.
Can't select.
I'm working on it.
Work on it fast.
How about now?
Famous underwear. I'm gonna shit yourself.
You will try.
Protect me, Squire.
Fine. You're going to have to ask more nicely next time.
Well, it's the spider's actually up first. So he's going to. It is actually going to take his entire. Why doesn't he have a movement speed?
Because he can't move.
No, there it is. It is actually going to take his entire movement to scuttle down the tree that he is sitting in.
Scuttle.
So it's now on the ground and a good 30 feet away from him. And we come to Mira's turn.
Mira.
Sorry, I had to use my breath weapon. I'm sorry.
Mira.
Will I charge attack it?
I don't know, will you?
Will I breathe at it?
Does your breath weapon extend 30 feet?
Ah.
Well, the line does, but
Oh, that's right. But you currently have it set to poison.
I currently have it set
Which
to
is a
poison,
cone.
which is a cone.
What action is this swap?
A bonus. You know what? I want to try out my electricity gun.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take my bonus action to swap it. I can't take a 5-foot action.
No. It's
But
you have a move, bonus, and attack and action.
Right.
You can do all three.
I can do all three.
It doesn't matter.
yep.
So in that case, I am going to. Well, I'm gonna breathe at it.
Uh-huh.
My breath weapon.
Right.
That is a dabbing baby boam. Where's the button? Where's the button? Where's the button? There's the button. 7.
7 damage.
7 lightning damage.
Is that a reflex save?
Yes, it was a reflex save.
Or a dexterity
DC is
save.
Well, yeah, the dex save. DC 14, I think.
That works. The spider saves and
Half
takes 3 damage.
3 damage. And let me check my lightning breath.
Copyright.
Audio jungle.
Does it have any extra effects?
Yes. It gets no actions until its next turn.
Okay.
Which means, yeah. So it can't. It has no. Flat out. If anything, while I have the blue mask on, anything hit by my electricity damage loses all actions until its next turn. So it loses all of its reactions
Alright.
Oh, I see.
until its turn. Yeah. It's not a stun. It's a
I
lose all
see.
reaction.
I see.
Alright, it is your turn.
It's 30 feet away.
It is 30 feet away.
Sure. I just want to see this thing in action.
Go ahead.
Or it runs
Oh
up.
wait, I haven't moved.
You have not moved. Would you like
I'm
to
gonna move up to it.
I call upon the power of the Chaos Moonblade.
move? The mirror runs up to it. Oriate runs up to it. And you get that attack roll with advantage.
Six, so we'll add 7 to that, so that's a 20 to hit.
That is a 20 to hit. That hits.
6 slashing, 1 thunder.
Doing 6 slashing and 1 thunder damage. Woohoo! Spider looks mildly upset.
Good. I hope it stays that way for the rest of its short life.
creepy crawly.
Well, Seamus, it's your turn.
Not anywhere near it.
I don't need to for lightning bolt.
We're right there.
He should be a. I need to check again to make sure see how often he gets extra people to add to that. He should. I think at this level he should be able to not include 2 people in his AOE's.
Well, I mean, lightning bolt is a 5-foot wide line, right?
No, it's 100 foot line.
Yeah,
Oh,
100-foot line.
It is 5 feet wide.
5 feet wide. Yeah.
So you'd only have to.
You don't
yeah,
have
you'd
to
only
exclude one,
person.
so yeah, okay, perfect. Never mind. I rescind my end and everything.
But he's close to something shit.
Spell spells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can exclude 1 plus spell level creatures.
1 plus spell.
spell.
Okay.
Chosen creatures
So it's not based-
automatically succeed saving throw against spell. They take no damage if they would normally take damage. But that does mean if there's like some other effect.
So
Spell
light,
spell still does
lightning bolt's a
save.
reflex or a dexterity save, correct?
Yes. And then I take half damage.
No.
No, you take no
We would
damage
normally take half the damage.
So then
because he basically bends the lightning bolt around.
Okay, so then normally I would take half damage.
It counts as automatically making the save.
Well, that doesn't. I'm
and
gonna
half
gu-
damage is then no damage instead.
I'm gonna guess that 10
So
does
it's
not
just-
meet
just
your
misses
spell
the
DC.
No.
So how much damage does the spider take?
D6.
Rip the spider.
No, the only thing that would be relevant, the way it worded that way is if there's a spell that deals something other than
It
damage,
is
and
dead.
also does that even on a successful
You
save.
leave that poor thing a charred husk.
Good. Never come back again.
And all go on about your merry way until time to make camp.